Yeah, excellent. Okay. So as you
It's
can
so
see, we are
pretty.
going to learn a little bit. Oh yeah, just wait, you guys. This is so exciting.
Andrea,
So,
I love how you
yeah,
I love how you use the word upcycled. That's perfect.
well, that's a big word in the recycling community, and it makes things sound fancier. So that's why we tend to use that. Upcycled means when you're taking something that can be recycled, but you're turning it into something even better than it really was. So you're going to get to see what some of these items are that are technically upcycled. So that's what that word is about. My program is completely grant funded, almost completely grant funded. And the more we use that word upcycled in our grant reporting, it seems like the better we are off. So that, it's a word that's ingrained into my world right now.
It's very
So
bougie.
upcycle. Oh, thanks. That's exactly what I was going for, Amanda. Oh, we also use the word wish cycling a lot too, which drives me crazy. I hate that word for whatever reason, but that means when people put stuff into their recycling bin that they wish or hope would be recycled, and it really is never going to be recycled. I don't know why I hate that word, but it's a big one too, just like upcycled. So, all right. So anyway, let's move on and see what's going on with upcycled Christmas ornaments. So of course I had to put in a plug for my agency. Like I said, I work for Licking County Recycling, and we are a government agency that is just about 100%, but it's like 95, 98% grant funded, but we are responsible for promoting and encouraging recycling to the residents and businesses of Licking County. There are only about 170,000-ish residents, so it's not huge, but land-wise, I believe it's the third largest county in Ohio. So we've got a long way to go in between our recycling sites. Our main job is to manage currently 24 public recycling drop-off sites. We're not the ones who actually empty them or collect the materials or anything. We, hang on one second, yes? No, I'm good, thank you. My husband was making sure I had a cocktail for tonight because he knew this was crafts and cocktails, but I'm not quite ready for one just yet. So, so you can thank him for me staying sober here at the moment, I guess. But anyhow, yeah, we contract with a recycling company who picks up all of the recyclables. We really don't have a very robust curbside recycling program in the county. There's just a few cities and larger villages that have curbside contracts, but I don't really have anything to do with those. We also collect recycling in over 30 government buildings, and our funding, and in Ohio, this is how it works. Funding is received from waste disposal and generation fees at landfills when trash is going in there. And then the Board of Commissioners for the county, they fund a little bit of our program as well. They're my bosses, so that gets interesting. I never knew I would be a politician, but that's a big part of my job right now. So this is my staff. This gives you an idea where Licking County is. The stars where Columbus is, that's our state capital. And then Licking County is the red county that is next to it. So you can see we're pretty close. We're, definitely central Ohio and just outside of the state capital. So that's where we're at.
Oh my gosh, is that your uniform?
No. So can you guys actually see the full screen? Because I have like there's 4 or 5 of us here on the screen that are covering the right hand side. So I can't see the whole screen, but you guys can see me in the yellow hat and the yellow. So yeah, so that's me. I was actually at, if any of you have ever heard of Rumpke, they are a trash and recycling company that is very prominent here in Ohio, partial Indiana. I don't know, Jill, if you guys have them where you're at or not. They might just be in like southeastern Indiana, Kentucky and West Virginia. So I visited their MRF, which stands for Material Recovery Facility. And that's where all of the recyclable materials that are collected goes. Then they get separated into giant bales and then sold to companies that actually turn them into something new. So that was me taking a tour a couple years ago at the MRF there. So no, that is not my uniform. That was just a one-day deal. But anybody who works at the Rumpke Murph does have to wear that. As you can see, yeah, as you can see, there are bales of aluminum cans behind me. I just thought that was a cool picture. So I thought it was appropriate for this presentation. No, actually, I don't really have a uniform. I work in an office. So normally I wear what Charlie, the guy by the truck and the recycling bins, is wearing. He's got our navy blue polo with our little recycling symbol up in the corner. I wear that sometimes, or just business casual. So, so the Rumpke picture is a little bit of a one-time deal there. But yeah, so that's
You're
me.
rocking that outfit.
Oh yeah, I know. That's why I had to put it into the presentation. It's fun.
It's awesome.
Oh yeah, totally. But anyway, yeah, like I said, Charlie is the guy in the uniform with the truck and the dumpsters and stuff. He's my employee who goes around and collects recycling in our government agencies. His is a part-time position. He works about 24 hours a week. And as we get closer and closer to less and less grant funding, I'm not sure how long his position is going to be there, because picking up recycling from our government departments is not necessarily part of our grant funding plan. It is for now, and I'm thrilled to have him. I don't know if that funding ever goes away, if the county might just take him in and pay him instead of the grant. I'm not real sure, but he is a veteran of the Air Force. And he worked at an airport picking up trash and recycling before too, after he retired. So thrilled to have him on our team. And then the young lady down at the bottom is Nikki, and she's our administrative assistant. So she works our front desk and, you know, does reception duty and pays all of our bills. But she's actually the brainchild of most of the items you guys are going to see here. She is extremely creative. She's extremely artsy. She and her husband they do all this. Oh, Jill, you would love them because they're totally into like gaming and sci-fi and movies and all this stuff. And they make all of these crazy costumes and do all of these like sci-fi and horror and Star Wars conventions and everything. I mean, they're insanely creative. So, you know, it's a little quiet in our office at times. So Vicki has a lot of time to be creative. And when I have programs happening, she helps me get everything together. And like I said, she's the brainchild behind a lot of these ornaments that you guys are going to see. So I wanted to give her a lot of credit because I'm amazed at her creativity. So that's Nikki and Charlie and me. That's my team. That's it. Like I said, we used to have an education coordinator, but he retired. And so this is it. This is how I run my world in the recycling community right now. But it's really fun doing what we do, and all three of us enjoy coming to work together. So this recycled or upcycled ornaments, it came about a few years ago. The tree that's on the left-hand side with the pond in the back, there is an arboretum that is not far from my office. That's a big part of Licking County called Dawes Arboretum. And this was prior to COVID and everything. This was 2018. They wanted to have community offices or nonprofits or whatnot decorate trees around the pond for Christmas. And, you know, it's basically free advertising for us. So those of us who worked in the office at the time, and in fact, Charlie and Nikki were not there at this time. I had completely different staff at that time. Yeah, once I started there, all the people left and I got a whole new staff. So it actually kind of worked out. But anyhow, we were all over it. We're like, oh my God, we're going to make all these Christmas ornaments. They're going to be out of all kinds of recycled materials. And we took like 2 days. We just didn't do any work. And we made all these recycled ornaments. We made over 100 of them and put them on that tree. And that was the day that the tree was standing. You guys might be sensing that something happened to that tree by the way I'm talking. After, I don't know, a couple weeks or so, the tree somehow toppled over and ended up in the lake behind the tree there. All but about maybe 8 of our ornaments were lost. And the Arboretum was less than apologetic about it. We were furious. I mean, we took so much time and care with these ornaments. they actually had the gall to ask us the next year if we were going to put up a tree again. We said, oh, heck no, ain't going to happen. You people did not do anything to save our tree. So instead, the county has an administration building right in downtown Newark, and there's a perfect spot right next to the windows and the reception desk. And we asked the county commissioners and their staff if we could put a Christmas tree there with all new ornaments. Of course, they were all over it. And already twice this year, like 2 months ago, they asked me, oh, you're going to put up the tree again, right? So the new tree is the one on the right. And we have all new ornaments, and all of this kind of came to fruition once Nikki started working with us in the summer of 2019. So what you're going to see now are most of her creations and are on that tree that's in the county building. So I just have a hint for you. If any of you guys decide to make all of these ornaments and decorate a tree outside, just, oh, for the love of God, make sure that that tree is secured to something so it does not fall down a hill and end up in a lake and all of your hard work is destroyed. So, you know, it went from excitement to disappointment to, hey, you know what, we have an awesome alternative, and it turned out really great. So that's where our tree is now. And in fact, on Monday, when we all get back to the office, Nikki and I will be putting that tree up. So it's coming soon. Okay, so we have so much stuff in our office. It's unreal. I think that the folks that worked there before me had been hoarding, you know, items to possibly be upcycled for years and years and years. I cannot stress how long they've been collecting this stuff. So Nikki and I both are big time, like, we've got to use this stuff. We cannot have it just sitting here anymore. So that's part of where some of these ideas come from. We just start looking through a box and we're like, hey, we've got canning jar lids. So you start looking online for ideas of what to use with canning jar lids. So here's our first ornament creation made from a canning jar lid. And that actually just has wrapping paper right inside of it. And then I cut out the little holly and put the bell and stuff on it. Other ones that I've seen use real festive looking fabric instead, but we didn't have any fabric that was worthy in the office. So I just used the wrapping paper instead and just, you know, put some roping around it too. So kind of a cute idea for those ones. Christmas tree lights, again, I don't know where they came from, but we've got this whole box of old Christmas tree lights. I mean, these are the old school ones. I think most of us here are old enough to remember these ones from like back in the day. You know, we only see the little teeny tiny lights now, but we made some reindeer out of these. We've done other stuff, made little bugs and things like that out of them too. So just another cute idea for you. These ones crack me up. The singing angel can. Now, when it's really effective is when you have like 20 of them sitting there together. It looks like a whole entire choir. So they look better without the little red nose. I'm not sure why that one has that, but it does. But they look much better without like a red Rudolph nose. So they look so funny when seriously there's like 20 of them, they're like singing together. So, but you can certainly make an angel out of a can there. These are my favorites, or some of my favorites. These are all made out of pop tabs, and there's an intricate weaving situation going on there with different yarn and ribbons and things like that. Now, these little guys, I mean, no kidding, they're not, I mean, you could see my picture here, that they're not even this big. They turn out real small. It takes 26 of those pop tabs and about 2.5 foot, I think, of the ribbon or the yarn or whatnot. But I love these, and they look really cool when you get the really nice ribbon or whatnot in there. My favorite one is the bottom left one, and it's almost like shoestring fabric ribbon or whatever, and it was like all sparkly. I cannot find that stuff for the life of me to make more of them. I don't know where I put it. I thought it was at home. It's not here. I thought it was at work. It's not there. I don't know. So that's the only one I have of that. And I'm sad because I want to make more with that, but I can't find it. I don't know where I went. I'm not going to show this video because it's like a 9 or 10 minute video. But if you guys want to look this up, there's a young lady who does this video, and I think she explains it really well. My former education coordinator tried to do this craft with some folks, mostly older ladies at our aging program, and they were completely lost. I don't know if it's because the video wasn't working or if he wasn't explaining it well. He wasn't particularly good at doing this. I was much better at it, so I should have been the one doing the program. But either way, I thought it was extremely easy to follow and understand. So you guys may want to write that down or just search Craft Life DIY Pop Tab Wreath, because you'll never be able to figure it out without the video. And this little girl does such a great job. So super cool. These, like I said, these are some of my favorites. So we had all these miscellaneous lids, just, you know, coffee lids, metal jar lids. The one at the bottom left was from the big, the big coffee containers, just pop bottle lids, things like that. And obviously there's a million things you could do with them. Like the bottom left ones, you could just put ribbon or designs on them. The top left ones obviously are like little creatures. And then we started getting a little creative with just other figurines, little snowmen and Santas and the deer, and a compass too, because that one, for whatever reason, I don't know what that lid was from, but it opened like that. And that one was a Nikki. She figured that one out to make a little compass out of it. So you can, the creativity is endless here. These ones are like laundry jug lids, except for the one that looks like the tree in the middle of the long picture there. That one is actually smaller bottle caps, like stacked on top of each other, but the other two are laundry lids that look like little cakes and, you know, little nice things to eat. And then of course the little one in the middle looks like a Christmas tree with her little presents around it. So again, I was amazed as she was doing all these. I'm like, where did you get all these ideas? And some of it just came to her and some of it came from the internet. So kind of a combination of both. Here's more plastic bottle lids. So I think what's kind of cool about Nikki at my office, who does this stuff, you could see the Minnie and the Mickey Mouse. She actually used to work at Disney. So she's got a very creative background when it comes to that kind of stuff. Now, honestly, she worked in like the hotels, but there were still a lot of opportunities for creativity because they were always doing like the shows and the dinners and everything at the hotels, lots of decorating and things. So, and she was trained like in that Disney university that they have about customer service and creativity and everything. So I think that that's a good background for her, putting all these things together. But on this page alone, my favorite is the Grinch down at the very bottom, kind of bottom right. I mean, I just think that looks so cool. She just basically drew on that green bottle cap. And then I think she took apart like one of those little pom-poms and did his little beard and everything there. So, and to go with the bottle or with the aluminum can singing angels, of course, the pop bottle on the right, or the pop bottle lid on the right, is another little singing angel of sorts. So again, all kinds of ideas. These ones are my very favorite. I am super excited about these more pop tab and bottle lid ornaments. And you guys are going to be seeing some of these as well. Well, actually, no, you guys really won't. It's just my team that's going to see them. We have these as well as some of the wreath ones for sale at the conference. We're trying to raise funds for the section or for the community. And so Nikki and I spent a couple of days together. These ones are old ones. In fact, the one on the right was my all-time favorite one that I ever did. And of course, that's one of the ones that ended up in the lake. So, so this was pictures before it went on the tree. And the ones on the left are more recent ones. In fact, I just used these ones the other day because I did a program with these at a local library and had about 15 people come and learn how to make these. And the grown-up ones turned out really good. The ones that the little kids did just looked like piles of pop tabs. So they didn't really quite turn into the snowflakes that I was going for, but the kids had fun. So that's the most important thing.
Andrea,
So
what,
yeah, these are just,
what holds that all together? Is it just hot glue or crazy glue? How
yes.
do you do it?
Well, at the very end of this presentation, I actually have examples of the glue that I used. So hang tight, I will get there. But yes, it is, I used for these, I used a glue called E6000. And there's a couple of other brands. There's like a Gorilla Glue version of it. And I think there's also an Elmer's version of it too, but it's clear. So you'll see it. I've got pictures of them at the end, but so yeah, they're just bottle caps. The one on the right, the bigger one, that one was from a Parmesan cheese lid. And then the other ones, I think the top one in the left-hand side picture, I think that one was from like a jar of vitamins. And then the two other ones were just the regular like 20-ounce pop bottles. Here's a few other ones. This blue one here on the right, I used that at my program the other day too. And the kids, the little girls were freaking out. They had to make one just like that because apparently it looks like something from Frozen, from the movie. Amanda, I know you've got two little girls. You might be able to confirm that. I've never seen the movie, so I don't know. But they, like, there were three little girls that had to make one just like that because they said it reminded them of Frozen. So, but they can be as simple as like the bottom right one there with just the green ribbon in the middle. Like I didn't do anything other than just put the pop tabs on there and then put the ribbon on there. Even the one on top of that, I just put the little jingle bell on there. Obviously the other ones are a little more in depth with some of the different beads and things like that. And that's just sort of a different view of it. So Amanda, if you could, you know, imagine there's a bunch of glue right there. So that's how they work. So I think they look like snowflakes. I think they're gorgeous. And it was fun doing that program the other day. Plastic bags, who knew, right? So we made little, you know, just these little guys here out of the plastic bags and just wrap some ribbon or twine or whatever around to make little bows. These, I mean, it looks and sounds pretty corny, but they're awfully cute too. So you could do that. I love these little guys. These are made from mostly like those little jugs that you get like, I think they're like yogurt drinks or something. I don't drink that kind of stuff, but somebody else in my office did and made a whole snowman family, and obviously Santa there as well out of those. Most of them really weren't painted except for the Santa. One hint though, you could see the hats on most of them, on the snowman ones. Those are actually K-cups, and I have a love-hate relationship with those K-cups. I don't drink coffee myself, but we have them all over here. My husband drinks coffee, and my mom actually gave him a K-cup maker thing a few years ago. I was like, Mom, those things are horrible for the environment. But she was so proud of herself, and my husband loves it, so it worked out okay. But the K-cups are kind of a pain because you have to get all the coffee out of them, then you need to clean them, and you actually have to get a very specific type of paint that will actually stay on that because they're like plastic. So we buy some sort of spray paint that says it will stay on plastic, or you have to like sand them down a little bit so they're rough and other paint will stick to them. So just kind of a heads up. The painting and the cleaning of K-cups is, it takes up a lot of time. So I tend to stay away from those, but my former employee was a big K-cup fan. So, so that's kind of where we got some of those. Somehow we have like 1 billion CDs in our office, as well as 1 billion of the little jewel cases that they used to come in. We don't really use the jewel cases for a whole lot because they're so brittle and they break into everything. But we turned some CDs into some Christmas ornaments there. The little swirly one, I think that might have been like some of those paint markers we used for that. And then the other one, obviously some felt and everything. The thing up on the top is actually the bottom of a Mountain Dew container. So I just didn't have anywhere else to fit that in, and it was sitting right next to the CDs for the picture. So they don't really go together, but you know, hey, but they both have those little flowers. Those are made out of felt. And the felt that we have is actually made from recycled pop bottles as well. So here's some other just miscellaneous ones. The little star Baby New Year. We had just all these random like wood cutout things. So we just kind of started using those. The spoon I think is adorable. That's one of my favorite little snowman guys there. And then the bottom one is a bunch of straws cut up into small pieces and glued together to turn into a Christmas tree. And I actually did that as a program at a Christmas event one year. And we literally had to like measure out all of the pieces, and I had them in different trays. And I really had to wrangle the people to make sure that they picked up the first one. And then they went to the second one and didn't mix up all of the different sizes, because that would have just been disaster having to separate those again. But as you can see, it turns out real cute. So this one just amazes me. This is the Sugar Plum Fairy from the Nutcracker. And it has so many different things. The bottom piece, I believe, if I remember correctly, was a toilet paper roll. The actual main body there is part of a laundry clip thing. And you know, obviously other miscellaneous stuff there. So and you can see, even see the little mouse king down at the bottom. I mean, so cute. So this is where the creativity really sets in. And Nikki did all of these ones. I had nothing to do with this. She made all kinds of ornaments out of cardboard. And I mean, seriously, these are just so cool. So you can see the little door with the Amazon package. It's hard to see because of the twine from the drum there, but the free puppy in the box, that's made out of a wine cork there. And then you can see the wine cork in the log of the fireplace too. I'm amazed. These are so cool. Here's some more. Literally some more, the s'more here over on the left-hand side with just different colored cardboard, and the chimney. The other one are supposed to be like little more angels singing like in a little choir box kind of sort of thing there. And then the one in the front, like I call it the poinsettia. That one I believe is also toilet paper rolls, like cut into little, just, you know, little pieces like that, and then sort of reformed into the poinsettias there. And then the two bigger ones there on the side, Nikki has one of those Cricut machines, and she had just gotten it that year. So that's what the reindeer or the elk or whatever it is, I guess we'll say it's Rudolph. I mean, it's got a red nose, a button red nose there. She was trying out her Cricut machine with that one. And then she made us a gingerbread house to work in. So, and you can see there's some more wine corks on there and buttons and all sorts of things. So the possibilities are endless if you just feel like being creative. We have all kinds of, you know, popsicle sticks, technically craft sticks. You know, they didn't necessarily come from the popsicles, but, you know, put a whole bunch of them together, almost kind of like the big giant pallets that people use in their yards, but just put a whole bunch of little craft sticks together for some different opportunities there. And again, here's some more just small craft sticks and the laundry clips. The angel with the buttons. I love all those buttons. That's another one of those just random wood pieces that we already had cut out for some sort of crafts or whatnot. And you can see the big snowflake. That poor snowflake, it's huge. I mean, it's really big. And we had to do some surgery on that one just a couple weeks ago as we were getting out our ornaments, because it kind of got crunched over the year or so. But either way, some fun stuff you could do with some more craft sticks and wood. These ones are the bigger craft sticks, like the doctor's tongue depressor type ones. I love this, the skis. I think that is so cool. And the North Pole one, the little sign, that's more cardboard there. We have lots of snowmen in our arsenal there. So the one on the right is all made out of K-cups, obviously. You can tell that one. The other ones, we did, the one on the far left is made out of a pallet piece. And we've done those for programs before. People really like them. Usually when we do those, on the opposite side of it, we'll do like a scarecrow or something. So you've got one for fall and for winter. And then the middle, I guess, kind of one there, that one's a wine bottle. And for a while, we were real into like wine bottle decorating. Again, the folks at the aging program, and they love decorating wine bottles, whether it's something like this or just literally like putting flowers and beads on them or whatever. But that one's awfully cute too. So here's a whole bunch of K-cup ones, like a snowman's hat and bells like that. Again, the painting, the cleaning of these and the painting just takes up a lot of time. So if you're planning on doing anything with K-cups and you don't have time, focus on like snowmen and Santas as opposed to anything that needs painting. Some little critters. I love these little buckets with like the snowballs and the coal. Super cute. These ones just got crazy, insane, creative. The little house, the little corncob pipe, a bowling alley, which, you know, we put there on the side just so you could see a little more up close. And the igloo turned out really cute too. We just need some little penguins or something to go in the igloo. That'd be so cute. Love these ones with the little cups too. Little hot chocolate and the mint. I don't know. I think it looks like a shamrock shake myself, but that wouldn't be really, I don't know. Do they sell, I don't think they sell those at Christmas, do they? But either way, it looks like a shamrock shake. So, and another little hat there out of the K-cups. Wine corks are some of my favorite ones too. We've done some critters. Obviously, most of these ones are snowmen, and obviously well, speaking of penguins, there's the penguin there. These ones, we painted these ones white, and then I think the penguin and the middle snowman, those were just done with Sharpies. The other ones, obviously, we glued some stuff to them. These ones are, I just love these. I think they're so beautiful for what they are. On the left, those ones are ones that I made, and we used just some of like that craft wire. The pins on them are little mat pins. Those are super, super easy to use on the wine corks because they just go right in there. So you don't necessarily have to draw or glue anything. You just put those right in there. And obviously there's a whole bunch of beads that I had too. The bottom beads, those are more like quilting pins, I think, with the different colors on the bottom as opposed to the mat pins because they're longer. The mat pins are real short. But those bottom ones, they were longer, and then I just threaded the other beads on there. So that made it real easy. It's kind of hard to tell, but we just buy those little like screw-in hooks on the top there, just the little teeny tiny ones. So those work out real well. You could wrap them with ribbons. These bottom right to one of our former employees, she actually drew all those little scenes on those ones. In fact, I think those two were some of the ones that were rescued from the lake because she wasn't here the following year, and I know she made those ones. So they're beautiful. I've actually seen these for sale at like Christmas craft shows and things like that, and they sell them for like $8, $9, $10, and we will have some in the shape of little mice that were on the event page for sale at the conference. I don't know if I have any of those in this presentation though. Oh yeah, there's one right there. So we've got mice, we've got little piggies, and just other kind of random wine cork ones there on the right. The tree and the wreath, obviously we sliced, and that also takes a bit of time because wine corks are harder to slice than you think they are. And just be careful if you do it. So again, because, you know, of course we were supposed to like have cocktails too. So I thought, oh, well, wine, you know, it's close to a cocktail here. Yeah. So Amanda, here's your answer, the glue. Obviously, glue is super, super important to all of these ornaments. So the E6000 is the one that I use the most. I'd never even heard of it until I started at this job, and we had a whole bunch of it. And so I just used it. The negative to it is it stinks to high heaven like skunks. Amanda, you must have used it before too. It's nasty. And in fact, when we were using it at the library program the other day, one of the librarians came around the corner and she's like, "Oh my God, it smells. What's wrong in here?" I was like, "Oh, it's just the glue. It's okay." But it dries very fast and it dries very clear. So, so it's nice. It's nice to use. But people can certainly overuse it and it's expensive. So there's pluses and minuses to it. You know, the good old fashioned hot glue gun. I tend to try to not use hot glue guns only because, well, coming from my naturalist days, I wasn't always in a location where I had electric. So this was, you know, not an option. But also just with kids, I don't know, hot glue guns make me nervous with kids. Those of you who have kids might be able to tell me that I'm wrong, but they still make me nervous. And then there on the right is the Aleene's tacky craft glue. That stuff works great too, but I noticed it takes quite some time to dry, but it still dries fairly clear. It doesn't smell as bad as the E6000. So that's what I use, Amanda. Hopefully that answers your question about the glue. I added this like at the last minute. I was like, oh, wait a minute. I need to add pictures of glue in here. So that's the glue. So I just thought I'd end with some fun pictures. You know, Christmas is coming. Everybody loves the movie Elf. So, you know, recycling's our favorite for sure. And using these items to recycle and upcycle, as we said before, to make some awesome Christmas ornaments is just, it's really fun for everybody to do. And it's, you know, it's creative. And they, as you can see, they turned out really pretty too. So, but to finish, I'm a cat person, and I only once have had a cat that I was just fostering for a while that actually climbed the Christmas tree, and it did not end up crashing down. So that's good. But I just thought the cats were hilarious. And we don't want any of our Christmas trees or ornaments that we make to get destroyed by cats. Jill, I think you're a cat person too. So I don't know. It's terrifying. So anyhow, I believe, yep, that's it. So if any of you guys have any questions, you are welcome to send me an email, either at my personal email or the sustainabilitynai@gmail.com. And enjoy your ornament making, everybody. That is it.